The why that got you into this business today is not going to be your why 30 years from now. So I get the job selling cars, and I found out really quickly, number one, that I knew nothing about cars. I was a terrible car salesman from that aspect. But I always was in the top 10 on the leaderboard. Because, see, people didn't care what I knew about cars. What they cared is that I cared about doing right by them. Right? People don't care what you know. I mean, you don't need to know everything about how energy and where it comes from and all of that. People want to know that you care. And what I learned as my early stint as a car salesman, which I'm very proud of, and to this day, I will still tell you, I'm a car salesman, even the plaid suit, I do it all, right? Is that I had a love of people. And in my book, Crushing Mediocrity, I talk about the fact that why I led the board is because people knew that I authentically cared about them and I wanted to do the right thing. Even when my bosses told me, oh, go ahead and try to do this and try, I'm like, I can't do that to this person. They're my friend. So, you got to love people. If you love people, you can sell anything you want to, because see, you're not selling anything. At that point, you are solving a problem and serving a need. My why had changed from 1984. My why in 1984 is I needed a car to drive. My why in 2011 was that I wanted to revolutionize the auto industry. I wanted to show an industry that women, minorities, and millennials mattered. Both consumers, where are my millennials out there? I fought, and the women. Not only from a consumer standpoint, but with only 9% of the auto industry employing women, on the retail side, I wanted to change the status quo. And so I believed that if your sales organization, your frontline team, mirrored the demographic of who's walking in the front door, you're going to sell a few cars along the way. So in the land of trucks and SUVs, my young sales team, that one up there at the top, broke the world sales record. A lot of women. The man standing there in the black shirt recently passed away. That's Mr. Sergio Marchioni, the chairman of the board of Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, Maserati, Alfa Romeo. And he died about a month ago, but what a wonderful story. But that team, we broke the world sales record not because we wanted to be the best. It's because we wanted to show an industry what we are made of. We were not the biggest, but we had more heart than anyone else. How much heart do you guys have in this room? Because see, you don't have to be the biggest to break the world records. You gotta believe. Why do you do what you do? Why do you do what you do? Do you do it for all the reasons that I told you about earlier? Do you do it because you want to build a legacy business? I love the legacy business. You see, your legacy is not your end-of-life story. It's your everyday story. And that way you have the ability to build it and make it greater every single day. People ask me all the time, Lisa, what is your purpose today? I sold my dealership back in 2016. I don't think I told you that earlier. And I said, my purpose is to inspire others to inspire others. My goal for my audience and all of you today is that I inspire you. I give you one nugget that you're going to take and give to someone else to pay it forward. You see, that's my legacy. Inspiring others to inspire others. But what is yours? What is your purpose? What is your why? Is it big enough so when the naysayers come at you, the ones that sit in the cheap seats, the ones that sit there, and I love to say haters are gonna hate. And boy, doing what I did for a long time and the profile I held in the automotive industry, they came out hard at me. They hated the fact that I stood up for women. They warned me against it. And I said, but you know what? At the end of the day, all of you industry people, none of you are gonna buy a car from me. Those people that I stand for, yeah, those are my customers. Folks here in the yellow jackets, the big money earners, I bet you they know why they do what they do. Do you? Yep. And it's not just the money. No, you're changing lives every single day, and I bet you every one of you have got multiple people here that are your teams that if you had your way, you would change their life. But you only have that much control of it. You, everybody else who doesn't have the yellow jacket or the gold jacket on, you got to decide to change your own life. How many people in this arena want to have one of these jackets on and be sitting on the front row? I didn't even know what the yellow jackets mean, but I'm smart enough to know if you got a gold jacket on, you're making the money. Whole Foods. In Austin, we call it whole paycheck. Yeah. Now, you can get food, organic food, anywhere. Talk about a bunch of people that believe. When you go into Whole Foods, it is like, it's like Zen for me. It's like, it's like kumbaya, right? And I'm not really like an Austinite. I'm much more of a Dallas person when it comes to, if you can't tell by the hair and all that, the makeup girl's like poofing as high as I could go. But that is their tribe, and they come together, and people pay 30% more for their groceries because they believe in the mission and the purpose of Whole Foods. And the mission and the purpose of Whole Foods is that they want to support American farmers, and they want to eradicate food that is bad for consumers. That's a big purpose. So, be a purpose-driven business. Don't rely on manipulation. Does it work? Yes. Is it long-lasting? No. And you work really, really hard to get a customer. Just to have them go down the street or to the next company a year from now when the contract's up or when there's maybe a spike or whatever? Like, no. Find the people that are bought into your purpose or bought into your why. Find people that believe. Find people that have a dream. You're going to have to talk to a lot of people to get there. I'm telling you guys. At the dealership, we used to, when sales got really, really light, and it got really pretty scary there for a while back in 2016. And the salespeople go, but boss, I talked to 9 people today, and they all told me no. Well, we had a CRM, which is a customer management system, and so I could see how many people would come in the dealership, how many we had to talk to ultimately get a sale. And I knew that on a daily basis because that's what you do when you manage your pipeline, right? And I said, well, the stats tell me that for every 10 people we talk to, we're going to sell one. So you had 9 tell you no today. Here's the good news. You only got to talk to 1 more person. Don't quit.